In 2012, we at St. Martin's Episcopal Church in Williamsburg, Virginia, received a letter from the Diocese of North Dakota and All Saints Episcopal Church in Minot, North Dakota, asking us to come and help people recover from devastating floods that had occurred in 2011 in Minot and the surrounding areas. So in 2012, and then again in 2013, this most recent visit, we went to All Saints Episcopal Church in downtown Minot to help people in the area through an initiative of churches called Hope Village to do reconstruction, since homes that have been devastated by the floods have been largely cleared out, cleaned out, taken back down to the 2x4s, and then rebuilt, and we're in differing stages of being rebuilt. So we went in 2012, and then again, most recently, in 2013, at the end of July, to beautiful downtown Minot, North Dakota, where the sun sets at about 10 p.m. Thus, our newest form of recreation, sidewalk sitting and watching the sun go down. We were welcomed warmly by the people of Minot for their Sunday morning service. Our 7-member team was joined by Paul, a master foreman and coordinator for the efforts of recovery. Always in front of us were the beautiful stained glass windows of All Saints Episcopal Church, a church that had been built as part of the Western boom in North Dakota as the expansion of the railways across the Transcontinental Railway project met in areas like Minot and made magic cities appear, cities that were instantly occurring on the high plains, just about 100 miles away from the Canadian border. This very traditional Episcopal church is now in an area booming with oil, but also suffering from the economic effects of people who are longtime residents in the area or people who have come to take jobs, much needed jobs in the area, but cannot afford the repair costs that have escalated with the oil boom. All Saints community is a small church, but a thriving and vital one, full of ministry. They allowed us to stay in their basement parish hall, where we planned the work for each day, and then went out to the work, always inevitably accompanied by the oil tankers on the railway. A truck was needed for shipping supplies from one place to another, and we would plan our own meals for the evening and for lunch times. Sometimes we'd have company. Margaret, the coordinator of the soup kitchen, made sure that there was enough food for everybody who came to the church on Thursdays to be fed. One of our 2 homes that we worked on was in town, where the water rose to about where my hand was on that screen door. So about 14 feet. A trailer was full of equipment and used by the Hope Village folk and then taken to each work site. Menards, the local version of Home Depot, was always a shopping trip each day to get additional supplies that we might need for the day's work, and of course to model equipment. The in-town home had been largely and lovingly rebuilt by the residents, who got to a point where, with holding down 2 jobs, they found it a struggle to do any more, and finally accepted some help from us. When everything seems like it is falling apart, that's when God is putting things together just as He wants it. That was their faith that enabled them to allow us to come. And building on the work that had been done by a team from Florida the week prior as they reframed the basement that would become a family room and 2 bedrooms for the children downstairs. Someday everything will make perfect sense, so for now, laugh at the confusion. And laugh we did as we measured drywall, and measured again, and measured yet again, because alas, you can only cut once. And you can certainly only drill once. And we would measure some more before cutting and snapping that drywall which would go up. Precision, we learned, was the key, especially before gluing. But no matter how dark some of the times seemed when we assessed the work to be done and the amount of work that we could get done only in 5 days, there was always light pouring through the new windows. We went to our work with energy, and sometimes we were a little tired too. But gradually, the basement took shape, out of an empty basement full of 2x4s into a fun place we could dance in and work some more. And we found it was true that excellence doesn't just happen, but it's a decision that we make every day. Every day as we return to work, as we put up drywall, after the framing was straightened a bit and mudded with the cleanest mud I've ever seen, master mudders all. And sometimes we were just amazed at what happened around us. The little pieces of work that each of us did began to equal what looked like a home. Before we made some more mess, sanding that mudded drywall before we could paint. But always there were happy faces, even if they were a little mucky. And there was the comfort of All Saints Episcopal Church at night to bed down before starting again a new day out in the country house, to which we take the truck with the supplies. The country house had been moved as a result of a family being devastated by the floods, moved to this new location where it had to be rebuilt, which the family had done, but then needed some more help. And so our team came in to put down some subflooring, to plumb 2 bathrooms, to paint a room that was ready to be painted, to put down laminate flooring in a couple of rooms and a hallway, and to get as far as we possibly could to making it a home. We got so far by Friday that the family was excited to move in that very next day, the Saturday. What we got excited about was putting down laminate flooring, which we were especially proud of. Every so often, a board would have to be cut. But then it was lunchtime. Subway on the truck bed. Nothing like a hoagie roll enjoyed in the shade of the truck. gourmet, always. Plumbing was installed in both bathrooms. Subflooring put down with great precision. Bathtubs and showers put in each of the respective bathrooms. And finally, a beautiful result. Bathroom 1 was completed totally. Bathroom 2, we had to leave, but the shower was installed. Our proudest work as a team was perhaps the flooring, which demanded all 7 people. Well, 6. We left the master craftsman, Frank, at the other house to finish up what we had messed up the day before. There was nothing like laying laminate flooring and hearing Mike Foote say, "Everybody on your knees," realizing that he didn't mean we were about to pray. We were about to snap in the laminate flooring. And then at the end of the workday, we'd take in some local color, always ending at the YMCA, that 5-store resort of beautiful places complete with showers and pool area. We'd cook every night, except for the final night when we enjoyed a meal out on the town. The inner talents of each team member came out during our trip, where each part that we did was made whole by the Spirit of Christ moving among us. A beautiful celebration facilitated by a gift enabled us to enjoy a night at 10 North Main, a beautiful restaurant in downtown Minot, owned by a parishioner of All Saints Episcopal Church. It might be worth a trip to Minot for you to enjoy a beautiful meal there in Minot. Minot became a place of resurrection for us, where we heard stories of desolation, of desperation, but then witnessed right at People's Sunset the beauty of something new blooming new in resurrection at downtown Minot.